Welcome to Influence Interviews, where my mission is to introduce you to people who will have a positive impact on your practice because of their expertise, their experience, and their example of great leadership. I'm excited to introduce today's guest. She brings clarity and purpose to marketing. Who thought that was possible? How many of you out there are unsure of your marketing strategy? You don't know how to market your practice effectively, what to do, why you're doing it, or who to trust. Minal was referred to me, a person that I could trust in the marketing realm. I, like many of you, struggle with all of the marketing options and how to best utilize them and who to ask. So Minal Sampat is here today, a person with great integrity, and I would love to introduce you to her. Welcome, Minal.
Thank you so much for having me. And man, what an introduction. I should just, I did not pay her to say that, but maybe I should hire you to do all the introductions.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. Minal, you have quite a background that is so interesting. You're a registered dental hygienist, a marketing strategist, a speaker, social media coach, author. I would love for you to give us a little bit of background on how you transitioned inside that dental world as a hygienist to the marketing guru that you are today.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me. And it's funny because my journey started when I was very young, and I actually went to college to study marketing and biology. So I always knew I was going to be in healthcare. Dentistry was actually my track, but I also always loved communication and marketing because my parents are business owners. So because of that, I decided when I went to Rutgers University, and I was born in India. I grew up in St. Thomas in the US Virgin Islands, and then, well, I get to go to Rutgers. Out of all the places in the world, I decided to go to New Jersey. But there I was doing it. And as a sophomore at Rutgers, being a pre-dental student, a part of that is you have to shadow a dentist. Mm-hmm. So I remember like faxing my resume. Remember when faxing was a thing and you would fax things? So I remember like faxing my resume out to all these different practices and things like that. And this one practice, huge 25,000 pediatric orthodontic practice, said, hey, come on over and come shadow us. Now, I didn't have a car or anything. I left St. Thomas, come to college. So I remember like taking the bus and taking the train and figuring out ways to get to the practice. But I shadowed that. And it was so amazing and incredible because I got to learn a lot of things from a practice that had been there for a long time, but at the same time, they were progressive and they were changing things. And clearly they welcomed students and they welcomed everybody. So you could see how the world of dentistry works. And they offered me a job then, but I already was working 2 jobs in college. So I could not take that job. And then I decided in my junior or senior year that I'm not going to go to dental school. So I had to make a phone call to my East Indian father and tell him I'm not going to dental school after literally finishing all my requirements, taking my DATs, having my application files ready and everything, and just not pressing enter because I'm like, I really, really like business and marketing. Like communication is my jam. I really love it. I love those classes, and my dad's like, all right, well, better figure this out. And then clearly I graduate in 2008. So it's like the height of recession, and I decided not to go to dental school. And now I need a job, and nobody has jobs. People who are experienced don't have jobs. So here I am saying, I gotta pay rent. I gotta figure this out. So I called this dental practice that I shadowed at, and I'm like, hi, remember me? My name is Minal. I shadowed with you guys about 2 years ago. You offered me a job back then. I need a job now. I graduated. I have degrees. I'm ready to work. Whatever you need, I got it, kind of thing. And the office manager, super kind and amazing woman, she on the phone tells me, well, we are not hiring. We have, 60 people working here, right. But come on in at noon. So noon is their lunchtime. And I knew that because I'd shadowed. So you never say no to a networking opportunity, right? You never know what comes out of it. So I'm going in thinking I'm having lunch with the team, the doctors, whatever they have in the store for me. Well, the next thing I know, I'm being interviewed. Wow. And then the next thing I know is the owner of the practice comes in to the room, in the consult room where they were interviewing me. And he says, no idea what you're going to do, but we like you. So we are just going to hire you.
I love that.
And we'll just see where you fit in, right? So I was at the front desk, I was doing scheduling, I was doing recalls, I was in the lab, I was trying to assist anything that I could do without actually seeing the patients. I was doing. And remember, I'm a millennial who has a degree in communication, which is marketing PR, and I grew up with social media. So I took over their marketing. I started saying, hey, let's do this, let's do that. And they were very open to my ideas, to my suggestions. Well, one thing led to another. The marketing was super great. It was successful. He was getting calls, he's well known in the industry himself. And he was getting calls from like organizations saying, how are you doing your marketing? We keep seeing you everywhere. And then, one day he's like, well, I have to speak on marketing. And well, you do my marketing, so you speak.
Wow, that's wonderful.
So yeah, it all kind of worked out great. And then I opened up my first marketing company, but clearly with their blessing and them being a big part of it and things like that. But I opened my first company in 2013 by breaking Guinness World Record. And since then, it's been amazing. I wrote a book. Who knew people will buy it and make it a bestseller, but they did. So you never know what you have to say when you're in your 30s. Like, what do I have to say? When somebody told me to write a book, I'm like, I'm in my 30s. What do I know about life, But no, it all worked out. So here I am today, and I'm incredibly honored and humbled to be here. And I always tell people that a big part of my journey is because I am standing on the shoulders of giants. Our industry has been, I know people have different experiences coming in. For me, this industry has been incredibly supportive, kind, generous. And that's why I feel like, because I have got that, I feel that I have the same opportunity now to do the same for others coming in. And
I love that. That's
kind of
been my experience as well. I agree with you 100%. I mean, the people who have brought me into the industry have been nothing but generous and kind, and just trying to add tons of value, which my first conversation with you, Minal, I mean, I was just trying to find out how I could work with you, and you just provided so much value and so much insight into what I was doing. It's so wonderful. And I love what you said about, when you find someone who is amazing, who fits your culture, who is clearly able and skilled in something, right? Find that spot for them, bring them on board, find that spot for them, because oftentimes and you could even have people on your team right now, they're just amazing, but they might not be in the right spot. So I love that they found that right spot for you, and that it was, an impetus into you doing so many cool things. Are you going to tell us a little bit about this Guinness Book of World Records?
Sure.
Throw that out.
I know. So here's what happened, right? I was in my 20s when I opened up that company, and in 2013. So here I am, told my family I'm not going to go to dental school. I'm opening a marketing company, and who's going to take this young girl seriously who really has not much going on, right? Like when you're starting a new company, when no matter how old you are, when you're starting something new, it's scary. It's overwhelming. You don't know if you're going to be successful. I mean, we hear so many businesses who don't make it in the first 5 years and things like that. So I'm a strategist. I've always been a strategist. It's just one of my strengths. So I had to figure out a way to make a splash in the industry to be taken seriously. So me and, at that time, my team of the millennial women that I was working with, I've always been obsessed with world records. It's just been something that I like. I even know that there's a person who has a world record for having the most amount of world records. It's just one of those things that is a weird kind of thing, obsession for me. I've always been fascinated by it. So I was looking at this world record stuff, and we came across this world record that was broken in Times Square, New York, by a big company in the industry. And I was like, this is interesting. So I kind of started thinking about it. I'm like, what if we were to break a world record to like launch the company instead of just throwing like a happy hour or a party or whatever? Let's do something awesome. But again, the thought was like, come on, you can't do this. Like Times Square, New York, like you're starting a company. You're literally eating like ramen noodles for dinner right now. Like how are you going to make this happen? But so I talked to my team, and my team is like, we got this. We're going to get this. We're going to make this happen, right? So I'm a hygienist, and October is Dental Hygiene Month. October is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we know that breast cancer awareness is both in males and females, but prominently of females, right? So I wanted to start combining everything together and come up with a strategy that would help us create a huge splash and give back at the same time. So we came up with something called Swish Away Breast Cancer. And we joined hands with the local high school, because the thing is, if you want to have a world record, which requires a lot of people, you need a place that could hold a lot of people. So we pitched this idea to the local high school, and we told them that, would you be interested in breaking this world record with us at your football game? You have a football game coming in. This is October. This is a big game. It's your competition. You have a big space that could hold 2,000 people. And we would love to do this. And they're like, we are in, we are totally in. So the high school joined forces with us. Then we went around the community and we figured out people who had survived breast cancer, who are going through breast cancer, people who have had issues with their dental work, people who haven't been able to get dental work, they can't eat, they can't talk. And we started combining everything together. Wow. And we got pink sweatshirts and pink t-shirts, and we got pink bands, and we had people in high school selling things, and we were selling things, and all the money that we got was donated for breast cancer research. Nice. So then we, worked with a charity and talked to the charity about it and said, we are putting this together and we want to donate things to you. And now the mayor was involved. So we called the mayor of the town and said, listen, we are throwing this event. We are expecting about 2,000 people. It's a big event. It's for charity. We are putting this together. My company is going to launch it. We would love for you to be there. The mayor's like, of course I'm going to be there. That's amazing, right? Because now the local community is involved. So the mayor's there. So now we call all the press channels and say, listen, the mayor's going to be at this event with 2,000 people, right? So now they're all like, oh, so like TV2 was literally there, like streaming the event on like the local news channel. Photographers were there. We had reporters coming in, taking photos. And the entire event was the launch for the company. But at the same time, the launch took the back. We never see. The best kind of marketing does not look like marketing, if you think about it, correct? So while, yes, we're marketing my company, our logos were on everything. This is sponsored by this company. We had tables there, right? But the entire focus was breast cancer awareness and dental oral health awareness. Breast cancer and oral health awareness was the entire thing. So we were pushing our content out, but everything was pushed out by my company. So now, are you ready? This is what the world record was. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
So at halftime, we had over 1,500 people get together and swish mouthwash at the same time.
Really? What record did you break? That is amazing.
we had 1,530 people who swish mouthwash at the same time at halftime, and we broke that world. I mean, ever since then, somebody else has broken it since then, but we broke that world record during that time in 2013. And I can show you the certificate right now. I even have a certificate from the Guinness World Records that says you are officially amazing. So when they send you a certificate, it's not like you're amazing. They tell you you are officially amazing because now you're a world record holder and you get this huge certificate that you have to get a special frame for them because it can't even fit in a regular frame.
Minal, I already thought you were amazing, but now that I've seen that certificate, I know for sure it's true.
Well, it was just one of those things. But what happened was because there was so much splash around it, right? I mean, this was in the local newspapers, it was a local TV channel, there were YouTube videos, the mayor had a speech around it. Everybody was talking about it. And it's like, who's this company putting this together? Who's this company? So clearly we had a pitch that we started pitching to Dentistry IQ. We started pitching to others and they're like, who are you? Where did you come from? What are you doing? And then the next thing I know, I was now doing podcasts and interviews and sharing how marketing works and how do you strategize marketing instead of just saying, hey, I'm having an event to launch my company. I didn't want to have. So this is where it allowed me to showcase our talents, but also give back and bring awareness to issues which are really, kind of close to me as a dental hygienist and as a woman. So, yeah.
Beautiful. That is beautiful. So I love all of the details that went into that. Like you said, the strategy behind that, it wasn't just, these bits and pieces, but it included the volunteer piece of that is huge. It gets people involved that wouldn't otherwise be involved. And for such a great the awareness, right? We were talking earlier and I was just saying that, I think most people do kind of struggle about, even when they have a great idea around what they're trying to promote, getting all those bits and pieces together. I mean, how do you start? What is, do you have to go big picture and have a huge big picture, or are there ways you can kind of just start?
There are two routes to that, right? So you could, depends on your personality. Okay. And the reason I say that is there a method? Yes, there is. Is there a system? Absolutely. There's a method, there's a system. But sometimes, if you are the kind of personality that is going to look at steps 1 through 50 and feel overwhelmed, I don't want you to worry about that then. I just don't want you to go for it. If you are the kind who like checks things off and lives for the list and is like, yes, I got this item done. Yes, let's go high five, right? Then go for the list. So it depends on your personality, on what is going to make you take that action. Action is the key word here. Mm-hmm. So if you're able to take that action by just saying, you know what, it's 5 p.m. I'm going to make that reel. I keep seeing Minal posting all these reels and telling us to make that reel. I'm just going to go make that reel. It's 5 p.m. I don't care. My hair doesn't look that great. I'm in my pajamas. I'm just going to do it. Do it. Just do it. It's totally cool. Or if you're like, what time do I post? What kind of reel am I going to do? What is going to be the audio that I'm going to use? What about the text I'm going to do? Then that's okay too. Whatever will help you take the action, take the action.
Yeah. I love that you said that. I think I fall into a little bit of both of those things. Like, I am a checklist. I love knowing the big picture. And like you said with your event, yes, you know what the goal is, but you were very clear on all the different avenues that you were trying to achieve. I think for me personally, I like the checkoff list. I do get a little bit hung up on, oh, is my hair. But hey, I showed up today ready for you, Minal. This is my tropical dress. I'm ready for you today because I am going with you to CE on the beach. Tell everybody a little bit about this event, CE on the beach.
Yeah, CE on the beach it's like my baby. It's a hands-on 2-day marketing workshop in St. Thomas, in the beautiful Caribbean, in the U.S. Virgin Islands, which is my home island because that's where I grew up. And that's where my family still lives. My parents still live in St. Thomas, and my brother is there. My huge family is there. So I get to go home all the time. But what was happening was that every time I would go home and share photos of me being in St. Thomas, I'll get all these comments saying, why are we not there? Like, figure something out. How do we get there? So last August, I was in St. Thomas and I posted some photos and everybody was like, well, we want to be in St. Thomas. So I literally made a post. So people are asking me, how do you make marketing and events happen? So I made a post. This was last August. And I said, hey, so I got about 20 messages from all of you asking me how, I'll do something in St. Thomas. We want to come. If I were to do an event next year in St. Thomas, how many of you would like to come? Comment below so I can gauge the interest so that I don't have to plan an event and then nobody shows up. So the next thing we know, we have all these people commenting, we want to come, we want to come, this is going to be amazing, how do we make this happen, we want to come, right? So we got all these comments. So I knew there was an interest in something like this. And now that there was an interest, and not only an interest, I know that some of those people, now 100 people will say they want to come, probably 20 will come, because the logistics of things on how things work, and and I understand that. So you always want to get, my theory for anything with marketing is, let's say that you have a goal, like this is my minimum requirement. You want to get an audience that's at least 3 to 4 times larger than that to get out, okay? So I knew that once I got 100 comments of people saying, yes, 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 I'm like, okay, that means out of 100, I'll at least get 20 people.
Okay.
So if I can get 20 people to come, then this event is worth it. All the work and everything that I had to put together is worth it. So now I had all these people who were interested, and then we started building it. But no, this is a 2-day. It's on August 4th and 5th in St. Thomas, which is in America. So you're not leaving the country. You do not need passports. You can fly in with your ID if you're a US citizen resident. If same stuff as you would travel anywhere else. There are no more COVID requirements. And you get to be on Megan's Bay, which is one of the top 10 beaches in the world. So I'm super excited.
I'm ready for it. And I'm looking forward to all of the things that I'm going to glean from your expertise. Every time I talk to you, I tweak things a little bit, and I feel like I'm doing a little bit better job. And all helped me to realize a few things about my own event planning. And so I'm excited for our next one as well, based on what I learned from her. So So how often do you do events for yourself?
I do events for myself 2 to 3 times a year.
Okay.
So I have another one happening at the Ritz in Maui in December.
Mhm.
And that's for dentists only, dentists and dental teams only, because it's practice. There's marketing and practice management part of things in there. So I have that happening too. But yeah, I do my own events 2 to 3 times a year, but I speak a lot. So I'm always speaking, and I get to work with incredible people and share and coach everything with marketing and social media. So it's become a thing. But I want to go back to something, because I want to make
Okay.
sure that the listeners are also getting some exact strategies and implementation. I mean, I know my life story is hilarious, and I hope you guys are laughing with me with all the crazy ideas that I come up with, and somehow okay, to everybody listening to, trust me, when I have 10 ideas, only one of them works. So I am with you where I understand that this stuff it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of talent, but the one thing that it takes a lot of grit.
Mhm.
It takes a lot of grit, because if you fall down, you get up and you're like, all right, let's go at it again. That's when you know you're going to be successful, because you have the grit to go forward with it. And failure is a learning step. I mean, it sucks. You're going to cry those couple of nights. You're going to probably have that martini or that wine glass and drink about it, and some tears are going to fall. Trust me, it happens to me once a week when something doesn't go right. But then the next day, all right, let's go for it. So I want to share with you some strategies, all right?
Okay.
So let's say you're going to plan anything. Now, it could be you have an event coming up. It could be some kind of some kind of a promotion coming up. It could be, anything that you want to do. You want to build a campaign around it. Everything has to be built into a campaign. And you're going to divide your marketing into 5 steps. So there is the digital marketing, which is different than social media. Okay, so there is digital marketing, there is social marketing, social media marketing. Digital marketing is websites, SEO, it's Google My Business pages, landing pages for the events. All of that is digital marketing. The second one is social media marketing. So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, wherever you are listening to this, depending on where your audience is. I always recommend to start with Facebook and Instagram. If you are on TikTok already, you're a TikTok influencer, or you love making TikToks, you have a following, then add TikTok to it. Good for you. The third thing that you're going to do is going to be external marketing. Okay. Now, external marketing is super important, because this means it's outside of your online and your social media, okay? This means that if you are a practice, external is your community marketing. External is what is the signage outside of your practice. If you are a coach, consultant, speaker, external means what is your network? Who can you reach out to? Who are the people you associate yourself with? Laura, you and I met because of a mutual friend. Right. Who said, hey, you have to talk to her. That mutual friend is my external marketing, because she connects me with people that are not in my circle or not on my online platforms, right? So external marketing is the third one. The fourth one is going to be internal marketing. Now, internal marketing is very heavily based, if you're a practice, inside your practice. Who are your current patients? What can you do inside your practice to bring awareness to this new promotion or this Invisalign consult? If you are a coach, consultant, speaker, internal marketing is going to be based on who are my current clients right now. Okay. Are my current clients going to find value in this X, Y, and Z? Or maybe they have friends and family they can refer me to that would be great for my clientele, right? So the huge part of that is going to be internal marketing. And then the fifth one, and the most important one for everything, is content marketing. So the content marketing is, what is your actual messaging? What are you putting out there? What is it that you are selling? That's your content marketing. Because no matter if your content marketing is not telling people exactly what they're going to do, or what they're going to learn, or what the wow factor is and whatever you're trying to achieve, you're not going to get any conversions, because people won't be able to buy it. It's like, when you go to, let's say you're going to Target and you're looking for laundry detergent, and you go to the laundry detergent aisle and you look at all the laundry detergents, you're going to pick the one that tells you how many loads it can do, what smell it has, how easy it is for you to carry, right? Next to it, if it's just a plain bottle that has nothing on it, even though the bottle looks pretty, it doesn't give you the information of amount of loads, the scent, you're not going to buy that.
Right.
Even though it looks pretty, because it's like, yeah, but tell me more. So The tell me more part is the part that's your content marketing. And that is information on your website, in your social media, on the flyers, wherever you are, focus on that content marketing, because that is going to be the messaging around everything you do.
Yeah, that's really valuable that you just said that, because how many times have you followed people that you really like? And I have several that I follow that I really like because I know them. I've gone to masterminds with them. I know who they are. And I'm like, but am I supposed to work with this person? Like, how would anyone else know? I know because I'm their friend, I'm a colleague, whatever. But how would anyone else know based on what their content is sharing? So I love that you said that.
And this is a journey, you know. Even for me, I had to figure out different ways and figure out what is it that people are actually looking for. So I'll give you an example. It was funny. So we did the same event at the Ritz in Maui last year, and clearly a big attract to that is the Ritz in Maui. It's like, not only are you coming to Maui, you're coming to the Ritz in Maui, right? And I worked out this incredible deal with the Ritz in Maui, like our group rate. So regular room at the Ritz is $1,800 a night in Maui. The group room rate is $400 a night.
What? Wow.
Correct, right? So clearly we knew that in our content, that is a big sales point, because who doesn't want to come and be in Maui at the Ritz, have a write-off because you're coming for a CE, and only pay what you would pay to any other hotels to be in Maui?
Right, amazing.
So amazing, right? So the funny part was, so yeah, the event got sold out in 3 weeks. It was a great thing. But here's what happened. So when I started the session, the first day of the session, I said, I knew 2 people out of 60 attendees. I knew 2 people in that entire room out of 60 attendees. So clearly they all came for different reasons. It wasn't like, oh, I know Minal, or I know of Minal, or whatever. So I started the session saying, I know that majority of you are here for the Ritz in Maui. I get it. I understand. And you're in this right now so you can get the CE certification so you can write it off. I understand that too. My hope is that by the end of tomorrow, it will be, we came here for the CE and the Ritz at Maui was the bonus, you know? So I was very clear in my intentions with them. And then the next day when we are recording, literally the doctors in the room are recording testimonials saying, we came for the Ritz, but man, now it's secondary. This was the best thing we have ever been to. This was absolutely amazing. It changed our entire thing. I'm bringing my team of 20 next year, right? So all of these reviews were very much like, yeah, we came for the Ritz, but guess what? This CE is the best CE we've ever been to, kind of thing. So they started doing this testimonials. The reason I'm sharing that is, even though that sounds weird, right? Like I came in and I said, okay, I know you came for the Ritz in Maui. Most times people are too afraid to just be who they are and just say the obvious. The elephant in the room, to say the obvious, the elephant in the room. But the thing is, when you just kind of talk about the elephant in the room in a funny way, and you make sure that it's not in a, oh my God, I don't know. Like if you make fun of yourself and fun of the situation and fun around it, then they're going to enjoy that too. And they're like, all right, you get it. I understand, you get it. And now I know what I have to expect. And then the next day they're like, best CE ever. I'm going to bring my whole team. I'm going to take all our family and friends. I'm like, put it on video. There's a video right there. I need that on video. Thank you so very much. But I told them that the day before, right? Listen, this is a marketing conference. So we're going to give you all this stuff in return. If you feel the need to share your journey with us, share it. So many of them did. But be obvious about it when it comes to your content. It's totally okay for you to say that in your content and relate with people so that they understand that you are not just selling and promoting and pitching. Just say it and see where it leads to you. Like, and I've been sharing a lot about the wins. I'll share about failures too. So recently I spoke at this event. So recently I spoke at this event and they had me to speak there in 2020. So clearly 2020 happened and things got changed. So we pushed it back, we pushed it back. And then there was a date for this year that I could go and they could come to and, whatever. So we selected on that date. Well, it turned out on that same date, there was another major meeting happening that a lot of the doctors were required to go to because it was like a clinical kind of a meeting. So we were expecting 100 people and there were 25 in the room.
Okay.
Right. So I walked in and I wasn't sure how many are going to show up. They weren't sure. I mean, they had given me hints saying, yeah, there's this other meeting happening and all these people have to go and they are required to go. And, we don't want to change it again because it's been 2 years in the making. And I get it. Like, it's been 2 years in the making. Like, let's get this over with, right? Let's get this meeting over with. So I'm like, don't worry. Even if I have 2 people, we're going to make this happen. Like, it's going to be great. So there were 25 people. So clearly, once again, I opened up and I said, well, I know it's only 25 of us. And I know that we have to cover all of this content, which I will, because that's what you're getting the CE for. But we're just going to break it down because it's 25. Let's make it into a workshop. What do you guys say? They're like, yes, this is great. Now I can make it into a workshop. And I'm like, let's make it one-on-one. Let's put together your group. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. So this is not going to be just sharing, it's sharing and doing. And then the 25 people went back and told everybody else who missed out on it. And they're like, you just missed out on a hands-on consulting and da-da-da-da-da-da, right? So can I curse in here?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Okay, well, shit happens, guys. Shit happens. And it's like I said, it hurts. And then clearly that evening I went back and I did have a glass of wine and I'm like, man, okay, that's okay, right? Yeah. But it was great. I had that glass of wine. I called it a day and I was good the next day. And I was excited because they were so excited and they were so happy with what they received. And I even got thank you cards in the mail. Like literally attendees were sending me thank you cards in the mail. And I'm like, okay, it all went well. But shit is going to happen. Things are not going to work out the way you want. You may have a brilliant, great idea. Maybe something fell through with implementation. Maybe it wasn't the right time and the right place. Or maybe literally you were at 5 p.m. wearing your pajama pants with crazy hair and that video went viral and out of a sudden you're busier than ever. Things happen in life. So it's a lot of this is, like I said, it's about your personality and your attitude when it comes to marketing. The best marketers are the people who are genuinely interested in selling that product, and interested in listening to you, interested in listening to your issues, your roadblocks. So just try. And like I said, those are the 5 pillars that I call them, the 5 pillars to marketing. No matter what it is that you're trying to market, if you focus on each one of them, you will cover everything that's there. So now you kind of have a cohesive plan. Like in the world record, if you see, we did all of that, right? Our biggest thing was content marketing. What are we going to sell to help people, to help us break a world record? Like, I don't know, 2,000 people that will show up to swish mouthwash at the same time. So the content was the hardest part. So this is when we combined breast cancer, oral hygiene, October. The mayor was wearing pink. The football players were wearing pink. We had to get a stadium, right? So that was number 1. External marketing, clearly the community. Internal marketing, our own people, our own clients and everybody, we told them about this. We went to our own grandmas and females that we know that had fighting breast cancer survivors and had them do interviews. You see what I mean? I'm breaking it all down for you. Digital is clearly the online stuff where we made a big splash. Social is we made a big thing with social media. I mean, everybody was talking about it. We're going to break a world record. Do you think we can do it? Do you not think we can do it? Oh my God, it's going to be pink, everything in pink, and so break it down. And that breakdown is going to really help you focus on building a marketing plan.
So I have a question for you. I am lucky enough to get to go to St. Thomas with you. I also noticed that you have a course, an online course. Do you break down these things inside your course?
Yes. So I have an online strategy school called Marketologist. And Marketologist, it has 3 different tracks. So you could choose the track for dental practices and dentists, which is all dental marketing. What can you do inside your practice? How do you build a marketing plan? The second track is for coaches, consultants, speakers, because I work with a lot of amazing coach, consultant, speakers. And then the third track is for aspiring marketologists, because I believe knowledge should be shared, especially given my history. I believe people should know if I know something. So there is also something called aspiring marketology. So if somebody's like, I want to do stuff like Minal's doing, or I want to become a marketing person and I need help, I will teach you. I will show you what I know, and then you could do it too, So there are 3 different tracks, yes, and it's an online school. So we meet every month. So we do live sessions every single month. We do Q&As. You get one-on-one time with me. And then on top of that, you get everything that's recorded inside, resources, content. Yes, you get Marketologist it's a school. It's a marketing strategy school. So it's not just let's come on one-on-one for 1 hour and talk. No, you have spreadsheets and downloadables and videos and resources and a timeline and a to-do list. And it's because I want you to implement it. I want you to do it. So yeah, it's a very cohesive, at my end, extremely time consuming part of my business.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Creating something like that that's full of so much information, so much value, and to make it accessible 24/7. There is a lot that goes into that back end. We've done some online courses in leadership, emerging leaders as well. And it's both exciting, but very time consuming, I know. Well, very cool. Minal, if there is any, I mean, that was already such a, I'm looking forward to, after this call, actually breaking down those 5 things. The digital, the external, internal, content. Wait, I missed one. Oh, and social.
And social.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they all kind of play into each other ultimately, right?
They all do. It's a system. So I always start with the content first. Okay. And figure out what is the content. Again, what is that one thing that I want to focus on? And then it all kind of works out together, because then you know what you're messaging, what you need to highlight. So like for St. Thomas, clearly it's St. Thomas. It looks like I like tropical places, which I do. I'm a beach girl at heart. But but St. Thomas marketing, yeah, there are many people coming to St. Thomas for St. Thomas, but then I can tell you that over 60% of the people are not coming to St. Thomas for St. Thomas. They're coming because it's a hands-on content marketing workshop. Like you are coming, not because it's St. Thomas, you're coming because it's a hands-on content marketing workshop. So it's different. And so I had to understand, am I selling St. Thomas or am I selling the hands-on marketing workshop? And to be honest, it came down to hands-on marketing workshop with a bonus of St. Thomas. Mm-hmm. Compared to the Ritz in Maui, the sale is Ritz in Maui at our room rate, bonuses, you get CE for it. Right? So yeah. I'm showing you realistic things which are happening in my own business, so you guys see how this is working out. But yeah,
it's very helpful though, because having that kind of clarity around your content, what you really are trying to put out there, because if you don't have that, then you just get misaligned, right?
You do, and that's the hard part that I'm not a huge fan of, is sometimes we become so overwhelmed with the to-do list, right? Sometimes we become so overwhelmed with, we have to put this flyer on the website. And that takes up 8 hours, 9 hours, 2 days, 3 days of your time, because you have to put that flyer up on the website. And it happens to me too. It happens to me all the time too. But we forget to ask what's on the flyer. So it's really not the flyer that has to be on the website. It's what's on the flyer that has to be on the website. And that's where I always gear that mindset shift and say, I don't even care if you're giving out business cards. What's on that business card? Like whatever it is you're trying to market, what is on there? Because if you know what's on there, that's the sales point, it is very clear and concise, then it doesn't matter really, how you're going to distribute it, because it's going to still get in front of the right audience. Like if I were to just stand here and say, hey, you don't know how to make reels, you want to make reels and you want to be in St. Thomas, come. So it's like, oh, I want to make reels. I want to learn how to do that. All right. And I get to be on a beach. All right, let's go. So unless if I'm like, well, it's a marketing workshop and we're going to do marketing. Well, what marketing are you going to do? Are you going, so focus on that specific thing.
Yeah, I love that. Great advice. Great advice. All right. Well, I am so grateful that you had the time to share with our audience today. Minal, thank you so much. If you can, what's the best place for people to find you to learn about all the great things that you're doing?
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. This has been fun. I hope everybody enjoyed a very real conversation.
I know I did.
Minalsampat.com, which is MINALSAMPAT. Minalsampat.com is my website. You can see all the cool stuff I'm doing there. Realistically, if you really want to talk directly to me, send me a Facebook friend request. Go to Facebook, do Minal Sampat, send me a friend request. You will see, currently, I don't know when this is coming out, but right now, my profile photo is me in a white dress with a pink background. That's me. Yes. That's where I am active. You can shoot me a DM if you need tips and information and you want marketing, just ideas. Follow on Instagram, because I do a lot of sharing there on Instagram continuously. And yeah, you can see all the stuff that's happening there. And thank you so much for listening. And keep me updated. I'm always looking to get to know more people and see what everyone's doing. And the other day I just found out somebody was doing like something absolutely incredible, and I had no idea they were doing this. I'm like, you're amazing. So share your wins, share your failures. If you just need somebody to be like, we just did, make our first reel, I guarantee you will hear back from me with a big, yay, you got this,
I love that. Well, I will put all your content, all that information on how to reach out to you in our description so that they can find you easily. And you have an amazing rest of your, today is Friday, so have a great weekend. And we'll be posting this in the upcoming week, Tuesday, actually, to be specific. And I will see you in August in St. Thomas.
See you guys soon. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.